Welcome, everybody, to Taste Different Gaming News. What's in the news today? Me and Nintendo pulling a big switch on you. All right. Before we jump into it, make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, notifications, all those good buttons to help keep you up to date with what we like to talk about, video games. All right. Let me just pull up this article here so you can enjoy the fun with me. All right, so Nintendo shifts the blame for the Dispatch Switch version censorship as players request refunds, which Nintendo don't do that. So after Switch owners complained about the superhero comedy Dispatch, which is getting really good reviews, and I believe Pat really liked it as well, forcing censorship on the newly released Nintendo version of the game, Nintendo released a statement denying that it was directly responsible for the decision. The statement, per Go Nintendo, reads, Nintendo requires all games on its platforms to receive ratings from independent organizations and to meet our established content and platform guidelines. While we inform partners when their titles don't meet our guidelines, Nintendo does not make changes to partner content. We also do not discuss specific content or the criteria used in making these determinations. Now, at the time of the Switch 2 release, Dispatch developer Ad Hoc, however you pronounce it, stated that it worked with Nintendo to ensure the content with the title met the criteria to release on the platforms, but the core narrative and gameplay experience remain identical to the original release. But after Nintendo's statement, who to blame for covering Dispatch's naughty bits up is unclear. Some purchasers of the Nintendo version of Dispatch have claimed to have gotten refunds, which I find pretty unlikely, pointing out double standards as games like Cyberpunk 2077 have released on Nintendo platforms without such censorship. But it's worth mentioning that, at least in the case of Cyberpunk, there are distinct regional versions of certain games. The Japanese version of Cyberpunk, rated Z by Japanese rating board Zero, lacks nudity and extreme gore. It may be that Ad Hoc decided against releasing regional versions of Dispatch, opting to submit just one version of the game to the Nintendo eShop as a cost-effective measure, whatever the case. Nintendo fans were flummoxed by the lack of any disclosure about content restrictions until right when the ports launched on January 28th. When Dispatch released on the platforms last fall, over multiple episodes, it received praise for its narrative and the cast performances and the developers. And they are contemplating a second season. Now, let me just put this away here. So, Nintendo is the family-friendly console developer. I mean, they are. It's always been that way. They've loosened up a lot over the years, but they're still, they still got their Bowser butt puckers, and I understand that. But it does seem odd, how they're trying to blame each other, I guess, because the developer says, no, I didn't change nothing. It's identical. And Nintendo says, we didn't change nothing. We don't do that. And then the gamers are like, horse crap, somebody done something because I don't get to see no boobies or whatever, they're complaining about. I have not personally played Dispatch yet. I've got the demo downloaded. I want to play it, and it looks right up my alley because I'm a big Telltale guy. So it seems to me it's going to be a big bad case of he said, she said. Now, the Nintendo refunds, I highly doubt. Nintendo is not one to give money. Nintendo is one to take money. And if people are requesting, I don't know if Nintendo even has what the refund policy is. I'll have to look into it. It might be, if you don't play more than a half hour, to whatever, depending on the game. You can get a refund or a credit or something like that. I just don't see Nintendo just saying, okay, you didn't like the booby free version, so here's your money back. Can't see that happening whatsoever. But, if gamers feel like the description, the advertisement, and the ratings aren't jiving up from the PC version or Xbox or PlayStation compared to the Nintendo version, I can see why they'd be mad, but it's Nintendo. I mean, there's many types of things you will never see on Nintendo. Well, I say never, but most likely will never see on Nintendo. Nintendo is just not that way. I mean, Nintendo used to cover Mortal Kombat with green blood because, it didn't look real. They tried white, but then it just looked really gross. So I don't see any of this going away soon, but I would like to know. I would like to see an outcome though, because I would like to see if Nintendo done something, which I doubt they did, but I also don't know if Ad Hoc did, either. But it seems more likely it would be on their end, because I'm sure that they could go in and determine if Nintendo did something to their game. So that being said, I'm all alone, so my episode is going to be short, sweet, to the point. But I also want to know your opinion on this episode. Would you like to see more of just me? Just kidding. What would you like to see Nintendo refund those people? Do you think Nintendo's at fault, or do you think Ad Hoc is at fault, the developer of Dispatch? Do you think that there was really anything in Dispatch that warranted any kind of restrictions or editing or blurred or anything like that? I've not heard anything about it being remotely adult or raunchy, but I've not played it, so I can't judge it. Pat, will have to talk to him to see if he remembers anything outstanding about it. So, but let us know in the comments below. What do you think? Who's responsible? Who's at fault? Should Nintendo offer refunds? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, notifications, all those good buttons to help keep you up to date with what I like to talk about, video games. See ya.